Hello, hello! Welcome back to Loki's Librarian. If you are new here, welcome. I am your librarian, Katrina, and this is where I am reading through the enormous library of books that you see behind me, and then I give you a quick synopsis and tell you what I think about them. So if you like books, just aren't sure what to read next, hit that subscribe button, like and share my videos, and let me know what you think in the comments. This week's book of the week was a gift from my friend Amy, and we were going to watch the movie and then read the book and kind of have a little two-person book club because introverts, we unite, in small groups. Then life, i.e. the never-ending kitchen remodel from hell, happened, and we never got around to actually reading the book. So I decided to read it now, making this week's book of the week, Ayoade on Top by Richard Ayoade. The accompanying cocktail is a classic mimosa, which is 2 ounces of orange juice, 4 ounces of champagne or sparkling wine, 3/4 ounce of triple sec, orange slice for garnish, although again, no garnish because I have no kitchen. Because of the never-ending kitchen remodel from hell, I am going to be drinking it. It was going to be from a blue Solo cup, and then I realized I have a mason jar, which is possibly even more white trash than a blue Solo cup. So I went with a mason jar. Plus, the mason jar has very convenient markings here for the 2 and 4 and 6 ounces, so it will make measuring out the proportions very easy. So I'm going with the mason jar for this week's cocktail. So let's do this. Now, Ayoade on Top is a weirdly detailed breakdown, like scene for scene, of the 2003 rom-com, or as Ayoade calls it, dramedy, View from the Top, which had a bizarrely all-star cast for a movie that basically no one saw. Seriously, it stars Gwyneth Paltrow as Donna Jensen, a small-town girl from Silver Springs, Nevada, which is, as my own addition to Ayoade's breakdown, incorrectly listed in the film as having a population of 5,221, which is nowhere near true. 20 years later, after this movie was made, and a positively explosive population growth for Silver Springs, Nevada, it now has a population of 4,684. But mad props to Paltrow, she at least pronounced Nevada correctly, at least the first time she said it in the movie. Oh no. How do you open this? Ah, phew, was worried there. There we go. So Paltrow is joined in the cockpit by Christina Applegate, Kelly Preston, Mark Ruffalo, Candice Bergen, Rob Lowe, and Mike Myers, all of which were fairly big names even back in 2003, so it's kind of surprising how very little play this movie actually got. What did I say? 4 ounces of champagne. Here's my 4-ounce mark. Yeah, we're going to do this first just because I have to give the sparkling wine time to unsparkle before I start throwing things into it. There we go. I'm starting with the champagne. So Ayoade takes each scene and does a detailed, moment-by-moment autopsy. Agonizing detail. He has clearly put way too much thought into this movie. More thought than I think either the director or even actors put into the making of it. And then interspersed between each scene is Ayoade's wonderfully Monty Python-esque stream of consciousness rambling that had me laughing along with everything. It was just wickedly funny to read through. And it literally reminded me of Monty Python, specifically the Holy Grail, where they have little cut-asides or subtitles are talking about moose bites and llama bites. Wickedly funny. Worked very well. There we go. And fuck me if I didn't learn something about filmmaking while I was reading through it, such as lighting, camera angles, things I never think about because I just don't care. I usually just watch a movie to watch a movie. But the camera angles, lighting, hairstyles, the height of her hair changes from when she's white trash at the budget airline till she's the sophisticate flying international first class, and her hair is this nice, lovely, combed down chignon. I hope I'm saying that right. It's very French. They're all broken down in context of the story, including a side trip into a breakdown of Cyndi Lauper music video Time After Time, which I felt compelled to watch as a result of his breakdown of the video. And when he says, quote, "In movies and perhaps in life, nothing seems to anger a woman more than a man who can share her bed and sleep at the same time," I found myself nodding in agreement and going, he's not wrong. It's damn irritating when my husband falls asleep like that and I'm laying awake for hours after the fact, because why does he get to sleep quietly and I can't fucking sleep at night? So he's not wrong. It's fucking irritating to have a man sleeping peacefully beside you when you are wide awake. Really irritating. And then when he concludes his breakdown of Lauper's video with, quote, Lauper's head is trying to work out the logistics of remaining accessible while leaving forever, but her heart can't forgive her lover for how well rested he seems to be. Yeah, fuck that guy. No man should sleep that well when you're awake and can't sleep. I'm just saying. I always enjoy mimosas. The Cointreau is a nice little kick to it. See, the recipe I found said use an orange slice. I usually put strawberries, but this is fine. I couldn't help but laugh. The book was just ridiculous like that. From his detailed breakdown to his asides to his sub-breakdowns, brilliant. He also does a sub-breakdown of Sliding Doors, which was actually one of my favorite Gwyneth Paltrow rom-coms was Sliding Doors, and he breaks down that one too. Not as detailed, but just a quick blurb as to what it is, and the final truth about how no matter where you go in life, you just can't escape John Hannah, which was wickedly funny. It had me laughing out loud. The basic storyline, of course, Jensen is born in a trailer park in Silver Springs, Nevada, and after a bad breakup, she decides she's going to chase her dreams after seeing a famous stewardess, Sally Weston. So she goes out, becomes an airline stewardess, makes the jump to a better airline. Sally Weston is her mentor who encourages Jensen's dreams with Paris First Class International as a mantra to see her through her training. Hence the champagne-based cocktail, right? First class with champagne. And the mason jar because trailer park. Jensen fails her final test and is put on a commuter plane, only to later discover that she didn't fail at all. Someone stole her test. And Jensen makes that move to First Class International in Paris, only to discover the happiness she wanted all along was in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, Ayoade's dramatic retelling is way better than mine. Obviously, I just did a quick blurb. His was way more detailed and just includes all the thrills of View from the Top. This book was whimsical and goofy, and I couldn't help but laugh out loud. It was just the laugh that I needed right this moment in time because of the kitchen and life. As part of its charm is that while it's covering the most ridiculous B-level rom-com dramedy of the last 20 years, it plays it completely straight. I mean, like, this is a detailed, in-depth, like, master's level thesis, like if he's doing a film school thesis on View from the Top. This is it. This is what you would put out there, right? These are the camera angles, and this is why they made these fashion choices, and this here is this above and below and in between, and yes, and it's just, he plays it completely straight. But you can feel, like, that tongue-in-cheek irony and jab, along with a healthy dose of very droll British humor throughout. I did check. The audiobook was narrated by him, which means I actually might get the audiobook just to hear him read it, because I feel like that would be 10 times funnier than just reading the book myself. And my favorite parts of the book weren't even the detailed breakdown. It was his stream of consciousness off-topic ramblings that just tackled everything. He tackles Goop, because how can you not tackle Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow as the leader of the movie? Yoni eggs and vaginal weights, which I Googled. Vaginal weights are actually a thing, and my shopping recommendations on social media have been slightly askew ever since. In addition to vaginal weights, I am now getting advertisements for like poise pads, which I hope to not need for another 40 years. He tackles Archimedes and family dramedies versus reality and Icarus. In his final chapter, where he wrestles his publisher into submission and accepting his book premise, triumphantly declaring that it shall be called Ayoade on Top as the camera zooms in for a close-up of his manic face, was just a brilliant ending to a wickedly funny and brilliant takedown of a run-of-the-mill romantic dramedy from the early 21st century. So it's not very long. The book wasn't very long. The review's not very long, but the book was hilarious. If you need just to laugh, I recommend it. And that's it for this week. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.